Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network, based in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast. Breaking news.
And everybody wondering, will there be a strike on the Long Island Railroad? It is a massive railroad system with about 300 to 400,000 commuters. And joining us now here on the Rita Cosby Show is John Samuelsen. He is the international president of the Transport Workers Union. And John, it's great to talk with you. I know we talked earlier, you, me, and John, about what could happen. Now the clock is ticking, right? I mean, the deadline is 12:01 Eastern time, so we're looking at less than half an hour. What's the latest?
Every indicator right now says that there's an extremely likely chance of a strike. That's the latest. That's the latest that I'm aware of. So it's still possible that something could happen in 20 minutes or so, but it's obviously becoming more doubtful every moment that goes by. And this was a totally avoidable situation. It's a shame that it's going to unfold this way.
Wow. So talk about the big issues that are at hand that created this moment. Obviously, I think there was salaries was one of the issues. Talk about what some of the workers wanted that was sort of the heart of this strike.
So so my brothers and sisters on the Long Island Railroad, these are not Transport Workers Union members, but we're deeply involved in this strike, and we deeply want the Long Island Railroad workforce to succeed in this contract bargaining. And the problems here are all economic. A presidential emergency board 2 times established panels of independent arbitrators that recommended a 4-year contract settlement for the Long Island Railroad workers. This is very normal, and yet the governor of New York State rejected it, which is not normal. So Governor Hochul rejected the findings of federal arbitration panels and has now chosen to provoke a strike. It's all over economics. It's Governor Hochul trying to undercut the findings of a panel, 2 panels of esteemed arbitrators.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think she is undercutting the panel's decisions?
I think, first of all, I think she's anti-trade union. I think there's a lot of evidence for that. Just even recently scabbing the New York City nurses strike. I don't think she views blue collar workers as having value, and from a mathematics angle, Kathy Hochul is about to bargain with 40,000 New York City transit workers. The contract expires tomorrow at midnight rather than tonight at midnight. And she believes that if the Long Island Railroad workers succeed in getting a 4% raise or a 4.5% raise, that local 100 New York City transit workers will then get that raise. And of course, we're in an age of affordability, and this is appropriate. And what's going on is the governor of New York State keeps talking about affordability as she tries to drive down wages for workers. It's hypocritical.
Yeah, that is. That's a really interesting situation. Now, talk about what does this mean for how many commuters, John? I mean, this is going to be a massive strike if this were to happen, in 20 minutes or so. It's several 100,000 commuters, right? This is a massive infrastructure.
Massive infrastructure. It's the biggest commuter railroad in the country and perhaps the biggest commuter railroad in the world. And not only that, it's gonna have a negative impact on New York City transit riders. The MTA has a plan in place, and whether they succeed in doing that or not is yet to be seen. But their plan is to get displaced Long Island Railroad riders to New York City transit terminals in Queens, but both on the bus side and the subway side. So a New York City transit system, both subway and buses, that is already overwhelmed, is now going to be exponentially overwhelmed if the MTA succeeds in their plan.
Wow. Well, I am so grateful that you called in, John Samuelsen. Good luck, of course, to all the workers. Good luck to the commuters, too. Let's see what happens here. Maybe some deal will be struck. A lot of times it's this 11th hour situation. But who knows, when they realize, obviously, the devastating impact it's going to have on commuters. Who knows? Maybe they'll come to the table, right? We'll see, right? But if not, listen, we are praying, of course, for the great workers. We're praying for the commuters, and let's just hope this works out good for everybody, right?
We hope so. If the workers go, Governor Kathy Hochul caused it. It's my final word.